Welcome back to Black Hat 2019, Las Vegas, baby. Chuck Harold, SecurityGuardRadio.com, SecurityGuardTV.com. What's my next contestant? What's your name, sir?
Shlomi, Gian.
And what's the name of your company?
CybeReady.
CyberReady is a good state of readiness. I like the way that sounds. CybeReady.com.
Yeah.
Okay, now what do you guys do?
What we do, we change the way training is done, awareness training. We do it autonomously. And you want to ask me, what does that mean?
Exactly what I want to ask you. That's right. In fact, here, wait. I want you to take this microphone because you have better questions than I do. So go ahead.
Okay.
Turn it this
so
way.
basically, we believe there's a huge gap today in awareness training. Based on the latest report from the FBI, 95% of the enterprise out there are spending money, effort, and running some type of awareness program. On the other side, FBI is reporting almost 27,000 victims. And there's a big paradox here. If we're spending all this time and money, why are we not seeing better results?
You know what? So why aren't we? Why not? I think is it because it's not continuing? It's not ongoing?
Well, I think there's some flaw. I mean, we have to take a closer look at how security awareness programs are being managed.
Right.
What kind of best practices are applied, and why are we not seeing the results? So let me tell you a little bit about the history of CybeReady.
Yeah.
Our two founders out of Tel Aviv were working for the National Israel Cyber Agency.
I knew it. The best stuff comes out of Israel. I know it.
They were training.
I know. It's
Omer
fantastic.
and Mike were training, the critical infrastructure companies out in Israel, and they developed their own methodology. They're smart guys, and they say you have to do it this way. We have to do it monthly. We have to do it adaptively. We have to have a rich user experience. We have to have a good way to measure it. And by the way, never make decisions based on what you think. Supported with data. So these are the 5 principles.
Right.
So they went back and start using whatever tools are out there. I won't mention names, of course. They realized that in order to implement this methodology that works, it's going to require a lot of manual work.
Yes.
And you might be able to do it for a company with 20, 50, 100 employees, but once you hit the thousands, impossible.
Logistics are too hard.
Logistics,
All right.
languages, cultures, all that stuff is just impossible. So Mike and Omer left the agency and started CybeReady. That was back in 2015, and slowly and surely they built the autonomous training platform.
Okay, so tell us what that is.
Well, the autonomous training platform, first and foremost, implements the methodology that proved to be working. It's an A to Z kind of program that takes care of everything you need in order to train a medium, large-scale enterprise without any effort. Today, CISOs, security teams are very busy. Lots of projects out there.
Right.
Awareness will never get the right priority. Awareness requires priority. As you said, if you teach people every month, if you keep them on their toes, there's a good chance you'll make a difference. They'll change their behavior. If you're doing it only once a quarter, take a long time.
Well, and as Benjamin Franklin said, teach me, I remember, involve me, and I learn.
Exactly.
Right? So talk about some involvement and the interaction on this kind of platform.
We want them to be engaged. We know, though, that attention span is not there. So
that's right.
Handing them a long textbook, having them watch a video, 5 minutes video, it's not going to, they're never going to do it. They might say they do. We might want to believe them, but we know it's not happening. Reality is that we're not seeing change in their behavior. So, doing it on an ongoing basis, embedding ourselves into their daily routine. We want to teach them. We want to teach them exactly the way hackers do, without the penalty.
Right.
So we want to surprise them with a quiz. Could be a phishing email. Could be a question about
a real life exercise that's not malicious, and then you learn from involvement. Yeah.
Exactly. Now the learning, we call it fish and teach. The teaching part, we understand that we have a very short time to our data shows that we only have about 20 seconds once they made a mistake to teach them something. So we build the content to be very memorable, focused, digestible in 20 seconds.
That's fantastic. When I used to play jokes on my employees back at the studios, this is in the 90s, somebody made a little video that if you opened it up, it ran a video that showed your Windows crashing. And it looked just like your screen, and it scared the heck out of people. And I said, I told you not to open up that stuff. I told you not to download movies at work, right? So, to your point, this 20 seconds scared the hell out of my employees because they think they crashed the computer, right?
Yep.
So, involving them, getting them to understand that it's serious, I don't think it's a capacity issue. I don't think it's an intelligence issue.
It's not.
I think it's that people don't get it, and therefore they're not interested. If they got how serious it was, they say, oh my gosh, I better get in there and be an expert in this. How do we raise awareness of the seriousness of this? Because you know what? I'm a guy that believes that somebody one day is going to turn off every grid in the world. Somebody's going to figure it out, and we're all going back to the Stone Age, right?
It is a serious issue.
Yeah.
It is a serious issue. We believe that like anything in life, training, we have a famous blog post, we call it Training for the Gold. I mean, it's like anything. You want to do the marathon, you have to do it,
right.
It takes time. You cannot just do it, once a month and then go and run the marathon. So we have to remind them that the threat is there. We have to do it in a nice way. We have to do it
yes.
in an entertaining, engaging way.
Right.
We cannot, task everybody with the same question because they're going to talk to each other.
That's right.
So we want to ask a different question. We want to ask it in different times. We want to do it in a way that we won't be of a burden. We don't want to be of a burden to the employee. We want to be fair with the employees. And of course, we don't want to create burden for the IT department, right? So assuming we know all that, everybody's busy, this is important, how are you going to do it? So we end up with a fully managed solution. So we take away this from you. No offense, but we'll do it better than you because that's all the thing we do.
Right, that's right.
And by the way, every decision we're making is undisputable because it was based on data. Remember the 5 principles.
That's right.
Based on data, every question we ask. We use an adaptive methodology. Adaptive learning methodology was invented back in the days. If you ever did the GMAT, it's an adaptive test. If you're good and you're not clicking, we're going to ask you more difficult questions. But if you're weak and you're every once in a while you're failing, we'll be fair. We will just gradually increase the difficulty.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
The bottom line, I think today CISOs, they end up in the boardroom. They have to present the state of the insider threat. And one of the things we hear from them is that they're not comfortable. They're not comfortable because the results are not consistent. Now, they're not consistent because when you build something and you don't have a methodology that proves to work, consistency is going to show up, or inconsistency is going to show up in the results. So you'll have hard time explaining. The reason I have this T-shirt, a superhero. We want to make every CISO a superhero, empower them to walk into the boardroom and explain how they're doing, how they're training with data.
Fantastic. Website one more time. Your website?
CybeReady.com.
Now, don't joke on me at the last second now. You got to get that right. All right, back in a minute here.
CybeReady.com. Thank you so much.
CybeReady.com. Back in a minute here, Black Hat 2019.
Thank you, Chuck.